Diplomatic gestures continue, but with little trust attached. Zelensky has agreed in principle to meet Putin, but only on neutral terms. Putin, however, has publicly insisted that Zelensky travel to Moscow. Speaking during a visit to China, Putin repeated that condition. The Ukrainian leader responded firmly, he can come to Kyiv. It's understandable that he is doing it again to postpone the meeting. I always said, we can't trust Putin. He plays games and he's playing games with the United States. For Ukrainians, this dynamic is depressingly familiar. Promises of peace talks often serve as stalling tactics, while Russia intensifies attacks. Even as frontline diplomacy stalls, discussions about the day after are advancing in Europe. A coalition of the willing, led by France and the United Kingdom, is exploring long-term security guarantees for Ukraine. The idea is not to negotiate peace directly, but to ensure Ukraine is protected if and when a ceasefire takes hold. However, questions persist about the feasibility of such plans. After decades of defence cutbacks, European militaries lack the resources to back ambitious pledges. Analysts warn that while political will exists, capabilities are limited. As one commentator put it, a coalition of the willing is something very different from a coalition of the able. Putin, meanwhile, has categorically rejected any role for NATO troops in Ukraine, warning that they would be treated as legitimate military targets. The coming weeks will test whether Trump's move toward tougher sanctions can influence Moscow's calculations. Previous rounds of sanctions have inflicted damage on Russia's economy, but they have not slowed the military campaign. With Kyiv once again burning, the central question lingers, will sanctions alone be enough to bring Russia to the negotiating table? Or will they merely harden Putin's resolve? For Trump, the stakes are high. If sanctions fail, his much-touted role as a peacemaker risks collapse. If they don't, Donald Trump's attempts to force peace could go up in smoke, one analyst concluded. Back in Kyiv, life resumes under extraordinary strain. Parents take children to school past shattered buildings. Markets open as air raid sirens sound. Citizens line up at donation centres, providing blankets, food and medicine to displaced families. And yet every evening the cycle repeats. Drones in the sky, air defences firing, families huddled underground. Each attack chips away at the city's sense of normalcy while reinforcing its resolve.